A grieving widow denied her benefits claim. She believes her husband's death can be linked back to his time in the Vietnam War and Agent Orange.
KEYE TV's 2014 investigation into this matter gained national attention, yet the VA refuses to change its stance. Now, a year and a half later, the VA is under fire from some of the country's top lawmakers. KEYE TV's Adam Rakusin picks up his story on blue water veterans and the new strides being made in Congress that could help thousands.
As the pendulum swings, time passes. It's been 2 years since the blue-eyed sailor who stole Diane Zweig's heart lost his life.
I try not to think too much about it because I do get tore up, but it's something that I wish I had those eyes with me every day.
2 years of sitting on this porch, cemented in time, waiting for justice from the VA.
Frustration, anger, disgust that our system makes it so hard for an individual to get their benefits that are due them.
Diane believes and has been told her husband's death can be tied back to his time in the Vietnam War, serving aboard the U.S.S. Kansas City, a ship that sailed through and docked near areas heavily sprayed with Agent Orange.
To have justice for Ted's exposure to Agent Orange and to have our country recognize that he was exposed should have come years ago. When he was going to the VA hospital, thinking they were looking out for his interest in his health.
Radioman Petty Officer Ted Zweig died before his scheduled VA appointment. Ted's a Blue Water veteran, and the VA says records show during that time he was never on the ground or in an inland waterway, therefore never exposed to Agent Orange. The law says the family has to prove he was exposed to Agent Orange.
These 2 years have really been tough. I don't have him to get me through the moments that I need. Doing it alone is really, really hard.
After 2 years, Diane is no longer alone.
Mr. Chairman, the evidence is clear. We have to pass the Blue Water Navy Vietnam Veterans Act of 2015.
New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand introduced legislation that would clarify existing law so that Blue Water veterans would be fully covered by the VA if they sailed in the territorial seas.
It is a national priority. It is an urgency. It's a moral issue. We cannot stand blindly by if men and women who served in Vietnam are suffering from horrible diseases and we're doing nothing.
Gillibrand believes the science is clear. Vets were exposed to Agent Orange.
Saying that if your boots weren't on the ground, you weren't exposed is absurd, because we sprayed all over Vietnam and those chemicals came straight into the water, into the ocean, and our men and women, when they came towards shore, were taking the water, using it for cooking, for cleaning, and brushing their teeth.
In a recent Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs, she cited a report issued to the Australian Department of Veterans Affairs on water distillation. The report provided to KEYE TV reveals the process does not remove, but rather enriches certain contaminants such as dioxins.
We need to get this loophole, if that's what you want to call it, get it fixed so our veterans can get the benefits they need.
Diane's Congressman Roger Williams' team is dredging the waters on her claim. He's advocating for the proposed legislation on the House side.
This is one issue we need to address. We need to fix it.
For now, Diane waits, hoping her fight will win out before thousands of vets across the country run out of time.
If I can get that done, for all the veterans, and the Blue Water bill goes through for all the veterans that served in the region, that's a huge step. And there I can say, Ted, I did something for you and for the veterans to help justify their cause.
And I spoke with someone on the Kansas City at the time just last night. He tells me they did have a water distillation system and distilled water on the Kansas City. We also have these photos that were provided by another sailor on the Kansas City who says they ate the food from Vietnam and they did more than just onload equipment, they offloaded equipment. While the VA won't talk to us in depth about this particular claim just yet, they directed me to a report from the Institute of Medicine. It says there was not enough information for the IOM to determine whether Blue Water Navy personnel were exposed or not exposed to Agent Orange. As for this Blue Water bill, they're hoping the bill will be on the Senate floor later this year. Reporting live in studio, Adam Merkusen, KEYE TV News.